Whoever believed that Jake Paul was going to win, that was an absolute fairy tale.
Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is over. Thank God. Thank God it's over. What a joke of a fight.
From the minute he got into that ring, to get on the back foot and just start running around, it was quite pathetic, honest with you.
There was never a world in which Jake Paul was going to beat Anthony Joshua.
Jake Paul was torn apart by boxing experts after a humiliating loss to Anthony Joshua. The pretty boy experiment collapsed fast as hype met heavyweight reality, leaving Paul exposed, overmatched, and badly punished by elite-level power and experience inside the ring.
He's an idiot. There is no...
If Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants it to last.
Let's be real, none of this was surprising. Anyone with basic boxing knowledge knew exactly how this would end. It's been a wild ride watching Jake Paul drift through boxing like a tourist, picking up moment headlines and attention along the way.
You can't lose to a guy that perceived to be a YouTuber, even though today...
The pattern was clear: retired MMA fighters, faded former champions, even athletes far removed from boxing. Loud build-ups, viral moments, carefully chosen opponents, and endless talk about changing the sport became a formula that fueled the hype.
Paul is concerned, because that's not boxing. He was just trying to survive. And when you try to survive in a fight, then the other guy can't knock you out because you're not looking to win.
Then 2025 arrived, and suddenly Jake Paul stood across from Anthony Joshua, a former unified heavyweight champion Olympic gold medalist, and a fighter carrying real scars from real championship wars.
Dude's got balls. Dude's got balls standing there with AJ, who had been off, so his chin is refreshed. He's ready to fight.
Joshua entered with over 25 pro wins, multiple heavyweight title reigns, and an Olympic gold from London 2012. Jake Paul arrived with 13 fights, none against active or former heavyweight champions, and none requiring elite defense or championship-level ring discipline.
Get paid $90 million to just survive? To just survive? He just survived. Like he just ran around the...
The contrast was obvious. From the opening bell, Joshua controlled range like a veteran of more than a decade. He set traps, managed the pace, and let Paul waste energy chasing moments that never appeared. Size explained some of it, but experience explained everything else. Paul talked all week about knockouts and statements. Joshua simply showed up, stayed composed, and went to work.
Anthony Joshua is trying to find him. As the fight goes longer, all those big actions, the shots, the big overhand right, all those things are starting to fatigue Paul.
Early rounds were quiet in the way real danger often is. Joshua stayed patient, controlled, and composed. No rushing, no wild swings, just pressure timing, and space slowly disappearing. Paul tried to project confidence, but his movements had otherwise backing up late resets, reacting instead of leading. That's where heavyweight reality usually shows itself. So when the knockout finally arrived, it wasn't shocking to anyone who'd been honest about this matchup from the start.
You know, you're gonna get knocked out anyway, dude. Like, I was hoping I could say, you know what, because he earned the respect of boxing fans by going out on his shield. Guy just ran for his life. I just watched Jake Paul run for his life for like 5-6 rounds.
I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse.
The first voices people turned to was Teddy Atlas, and his message stayed brutally consistent with his pre-fight stance. Heavyweight fundamentals don't forgive. At lighter weights, mistakes can sometimes be survived.
I mean, this guy literally never tried to win a second of the fight. He was trying to throw a home run punch every once in a while. And notice every time he got in the clinch, he just went down. Like he just hugged Anthony Joshua and then like would go down and the referee would call it a slip and give him a break. And like he would just kill time.
At heavyweight, every mistake is punished instantly. Atlas explained that without elite defense, the division itself becomes the enemy. You're not fighting one man, but physics, mass, leverage, timing, and consequences. Jake Paul had never truly experienced that unforgiving world until this night under bright lights at last.
The way you beat a guy like that, you're not going to outbox him. If you're waiting on him and he's initiating and he's feinting you into counters and then he's countering the counter.
Even while I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony
Do you
Joshua.
respect him for taking it?
Yeah, you have to because that's terrible.
Then Frock stepped in, skipping any diplomacy. He pointed out that Paul had already fallen to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight who never even claimed a British title. That defeat alone showed experts Paul's limits. If he struggled at that level, challenging a heavyweight champion wasn't ambition, it was denial. Frock stressed that boxing step-by-step progression exists for a reason. In this sport, shortcuts are punished.
He knocked him down twice. I thought the fight was going to be over because he was going to knock him down.
Stats only sharpen the debate. Analysts noted Joshua entered fight night over 100 pounds heavier than Paul, with a reach more than 6 inches longer. This wasn't trivia, it was dominance. Dominance over distance, over exchanges, over the timing of every strike.
Honestly, what do you want the guy to do? I mean, this guy ran for his life in a 22 by 22 ring. That ring was huge. That ring was huge.
Experts quickly dismissed the puncher's chance excuse. At heavyweight, it only applies when both fighters master defense. Without it, a puncher's chance turns straight into a puncher's risk.
It looked like that was the moment he was going to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm done, I'm injured, I'm hurt, I don't want to do that. But hats off to him, he got up and he kept fighting. We get to the 6th round and you can just tell.
Betting markets made it clear even before the first bell. Joshua was a heavy favorite with odds suggesting over an 85% chance to win. This wasn't disrespect, it was math. The market revealed what hype tried to mask experience, size, skill, and track record matter. Confidence alone doesn't alter the odds.
Ability. In my life, I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so... Yeah. Let's go! It's definitely broke.
After the knockout, focus turned to punch itself. Instantly, comparisons emerged to Joshua's 2024 stoppages of Francis and Ngannou, both under 3 rounds. Ngannou had never been knocked out before, yet Joshua struck with precision and efficiency. Analysts highlighted that his right hand reaches nearly 40 miles per hour elite speed for a heavyweight. When it connects, careers are put on hold.
But Joshua just ate that. And I think when Anthony saw he could take those punches and they could really do no damage to him, it even boosted his confidence more. Because then he got even more reckless in his approach to getting after.
Paul's situation worsened due to a clear technical breakdown. He failed to adjust after early feints walked into counters instead of creating messy exchanges and reacted slowly retreating straight back. Commentators agreed that if the same right hand that floored Ngannou had landed on Paul, the outcome would have been inevitable. This wasn't trash talk, it was pure anatomy. Then Johnny Nelson cut through the noise with a line that resonated for its precision. Anthony Joshua does not play touch boxing at any level. Again, not trash talk, but a technical truth. Joshua doesn't toy with opponents. When he commits, it's total. Nelson stressed that Joshua's approach has always been about establishing control first, then delivering damage, regardless of who he faces. There's no exhibition mentality in his ring habits. Step in with him lightly.
You knew that Anthony Joshua was going to eventually land something that hurt Jake Paul. And you know how you know the boxing world wanted it to be brutal? Because Rosendo was sitting here and he goes, I hope he gets knocked.
The business angle didn't ease the criticism. Simon Jordan was particularly harsh, calling the challenge absurd despite any financial gain. He stressed that money doesn't excuse ignoring competitive reality, recognizing the commercial success, but separating it from the sport's logic. His focus was purely on legitimacy.
Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches bigger, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there.
A 2-time heavyweight champion with Olympic credentials isn't a marketing tool. Treating him as one is how injuries happen. Jordan's view carried weight because he knows sports media and ownership. He wasn't upset by the showmanship. He was upset by the clear mismatch.
Punching heavyweight, and Fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level, so you can't chuck Fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua.
The backlash intensified as even longtime supporters of crossover boxing began to retreat. Fighters and commentators who once defended influencer bouts as entry points admitted this fight revealed a hard ceiling, not a temporary limit, but a structural one. The recognition was subtle, yet widespread. Curiosity and novelty can be sold, but you cannot bypass boxing's foundation and expect heavyweight results to adjust in your favor.
I hit clean by one of the biggest punchers, acclaimed, a lot of accolades, world champion heavyweight, and he went down.
The stats confirm the critics' points. Anthony Joshua came into pro boxing after a rich amateur career of over 150 fights crucial for developing timing, defense, and survival instincts. Jake Paul turned pro with no amateur experience at all, zero, not a brief stint. That gap can be bridged with confidence or a few training camps. It takes years. Joshua had them. Paul didn't.
It was exactly what it needed to be tonight for this fight and for this fight. It was fun. It was crazy at times with the wrestling and all the grabbing and the clenching. The referee saying the fans didn't pay for this shit.
Joshua's pro record boasts multiple world title defenses across different reigns, including 12-round battles at elite pace against top-tier opponents. Paul, in contrast, had never gone beyond 8 rounds at that intensity. That gap isn't theoretical. 8 and 12 rounds are essentially different sports, especially at heavyweight. The physical and mental strain jumps sharply after the 8th, and fighters without that experience show it fast.
A guy that doesn't have the longest career, he's the only one outside of Conor McGregor that can fight this level of fight at his experience. And
financially, the fight confirmed what insiders had long suspected. Each fighter reportedly earned between $40 and $50 million, underscoring the Bout status as a commercial juggernaut built for attention and revenue. That success is undeniable. What the numbers also showed, however, is that money doesn't create competitive balance. Big paydays didn't narrow the gap, they only amplified the stakes.